All right, we are live on YouTube. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you could all join us here tonight for another wonderful show. Tonight, we're going to be doing part 2 of our Millennial special. I have my beautiful, wonderful, amazing lady standing by live backstage on the StreamYard. We're going to be bringing her on here momentarily. But before we get to all of that, let me first of all make sure that everything is rolling smoothly, because we've had some technical difficulties lately. I can't even talk. We've had some technical difficulties lately. Eli, slow down your verbiage. I know you're excited. Yes, I am excited. There's just so much going on. It's all great stuff. Great things happening for my lady. I'm sure she's going to share a bit about it in a second when she pops on. Great things happening for myself, and hopefully great things are happening for you folks out there as well. And if not, we can help you turn that around. And the YouTube notification has gone out. Let me also check out the back end of YouTube and make sure that everything is rolling smoothly. Excuse me a second here. Man, I got to tell you, these damn allergies, these damn allergies are getting to me. The pollen this year is higher than it's ever been. But anyway, let's just continue. Today we are doing part 2 of how millennials change the world and how this affects all of us. One more time, today is part 2 of how millennials change the world and how this affects all of us. There are 15 sections that, are a part of a blog that my lady and I started to dissect the other day here. And that blog, give me a second here. That blog was titled, we're just going to get back up there. Come on. That's such a long blog. 15 ways millennials changed the world in the 2010s. One more time, 15 ways millennials changed the world in the 2010s. We went over the first 5 sections a couple days ago. And if you're watching this down the road, just go back to part 1 of this show. You can find it on this channel here, Coach Eli 2, Uncensored Live Streams. Now, if I've changed the name of the channel, it's still going to be Coach Eli 2 something else, but you get the drift. So check that out. And part 3 will probably not happen until a few days from now or early next week. And we'll share more about that once I get my lady on. So without further ado, let's bring on the queen of the hour, the queen of every hour in my eyes, my beautiful, wonderful, amazing lady, Babe. Welcome back to the show. Big round of applause, baby. Hello, you're muted. What is going on?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you.
You were muted.
I was muted.
Yeah, you're multitasking because you're
so
pretty
sorry about that.
That's okay. You're pretty excited.
That was so anticlimactic, huh?
Yeah, that's okay, baby. That's okay. Real quick here before we get right to it, because there's a lot to go over the next 5 parts, and we hope to keep this show to an hour and a half, 2 hours max. We will take a brief break in the middle at about the 45-minute mark or shortly after that, and then wrap it up, hopefully it won't go longer than an hour and a half or 2 hours, because you have some exciting news that you don't have to mention exactly, you don't have to mention where you're going, but you got some news today that really put a huge smile on your face. What's going on, babe?
Yeah, it was really unexpected. I was driving home, and from the farmer's market, I was out there getting some nice fresh fruit and some fresh lavender, and I was feeling really good. And I got home, and I got a phone call from my mom. And currently, right now, my aunt is visiting from back east. And we all know that, my mom was born there. I was born there. So that part of the family is there. Well, my aunt and her sons are literally the only ones left in that, like from my mom's immediate family.
Uh-huh.
So getting my aunt out here is a really big deal. She doesn't
Oh, yeah.
travel. I think the last time she came out was for my wedding.
Wow.
And that was in 94.
Wow.
So
In
for my mom to
94?
get her on a plane right now, yeah, for my mom to get her on a plane and come out here now is
You mean your aunt? Your
huge.
aunt.
My mom, no, but my mom got my aunt on a plane to come out here,
Oh, your mom
is
got
what
your
I'm
aunt
saying.
on a plane to come out here, and it's been about 27, 28 years since you've seen her?
Yes.
Holy Jesus Christ. Wow.
And
Continue.
so my mom called and she asked me what I was doing tomorrow. And I said, well, actually, there is nothing on my calendar. And she said, what about Friday? I said, well, there is nothing on my calendar. She goes, so you can stay overnight and be free? I said, yeah. She's like, okay, well, you want to go to Monterey with your aunt and I said, count me
Okay.
in.
You just basically mentioned where
So
you're
we're
going,
gonna
but
go,
it's
no,
a big city.
yeah, but that's the thing. We're gonna go on the Monterey Bay area. I'm not gonna say where we're gonna stay. It doesn't matter. Like
Hmm.
we're gonna go all over that area. And
Well,
because
yeah,
my aunt doesn't go to the ocean,
yeah,
and that's the big thing. That was
and by
the
the way, I'm
really big thing. Is
right,
bringing
and
her
by the
to
way,
the ocean.
okay, by the way, baby, I'm not coming with you, ladies. So they're not gonna. If people are out there looking for my lady, they're not gonna be able to find her because I'm not gonna be with her. So they're gonna be, are you
No, this
Eli's
is
lady?
just a girls trip.
It's a it's a
Yeah, no, my
girls
dad's
trip.
not going. My brother's not going. This is just mom, aunt, and me. So
So
good luck.
baby, what you're saying is that you ladies are gonna go away on a girls' little trip, and your dad and myself, the guys, are gonna be like, oh man, we get a couple of days to not have to deal with emotional overload and shit like
Breathe.
that, right?
Just breathe, baby. Just breathe.
Oh, I'm breathing, baby. Baby, remember that Tony Braxton song? Breathe again, breathe again.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway, I'm not going to sing Tony Braxton here, but that's great, baby. So, yeah, the Monterey Bay Area, it's about an hour and a half or so, hour and 45 minutes south um, um, from where I'm at on the coast. It's a very, very beautiful area. It is pretty much just as expensive to live there as it is in the San Francisco Bay Area. I like to go down there to get away, and we're going to take a trip down there, you and I, at some point, because it's just a nice getaway that's not too far away from home, but not too close either. And there are some great hiking trails there, walking trails, some great restaurants, by the way. And there's also the famous, world famous Monterey Bay Aquarium, which I'm sure you've been to before, baby, and I have. And once you go to the aquarium one time, you don't get the same thrill again, but it's a pretty cool area to visit, huh, baby?
Absolutely. And you can't like forget about Bubba Gumps. That is like
Forrest Gump.
from
Oh,
Forrest Gump. Forrest
oh,
Gump.
baby. Speaking of
We got
Bubba
Bubba
Gump's
Gump.
rest, yeah. Well, you know what? I actually have been to Bubba Gump's in Monterey one time. It's the Forrest Gump restaurant. They have a few locations, I think, in all over the country, and one is in Monterey. And
Yeah.
yeah, I actually went there with my ex Dana. I'll take you there, baby. I'm just saying that I have been there, and I didn't even know that restaurant was there. I didn't even know about it till she told me about it. Here's the thing: you ladies that have kids know more about this shit than a man that's never had kids. So, that's a lot of guys say, oh, never date a woman with children and this and that. Well, listen, when you get into your 40s, you don't really have a choice. And plus, I actually love kids. even though I never had kids, I just never found the right person to have kids with. And by the time I found the right person to have kids with, she's already had her kids and can't have any more anyway. Right. So, yeah, that's,
Oh, you're so sweet.
what do you mean I'm so sweet, baby? What's up with that?
Because you said by the time you found the one you want to have kids with, she can't have them.
Well, yeah, and I'm being honest about that because a lot of guys out there they criticize single moms, and you know what? Just because a woman has kids and is single doesn't make her a bad woman. Maybe the guy ended up not being the right guy. She's still a decent, dateable woman, just like yourself. So yeah, I was just being honest there, baby. But
Sweet.
anyway, anything
I
else you want to
kind
mention
of,
before we get right? Baby, we've got
yeah,
we've
I
got
kind of
seven.
look at,
Go ahead, baby.
I was going to say, I kind of look at it as a woman that is raising children on her own is not weak at all. What that shows me is that that father is weak for walking away and not supporting his children.
Yeah, but what happens a lot of times is okay. Let's be real about this before we get to the millennial show here, part 2 of 3. And this has happened with a lot of millennial men, but some of the Gen X men were like this and are like this too. Like, let's be real. No guys and even women like to use condoms. I mean, condoms suck, but they have to be used in certain situations, right? Especially if the woman's not on birth control, or if you don't know her, or if the woman doesn't know the guy, or feel comfortable, etc., right? So what happens is
Yeah.
these guys, they're like, they don't want to use condom. Maybe the woman says use condom. She goes, I'm not on the pill. The guy goes, that's okay. I'll pull out. I'll pull out. And next thing you know, he doesn't pull out because it felt so good. And now he knocked her up. And now he's ticked off that he knocked her up when he already knew she wasn't on birth control. She asked him to wear a condom, right? You see, this is the problem with a lot of these guys. They're very irresponsible, right? Not only after they get the woman pregnant, but before they get the woman pregnant, they could have prevented that, right? So that's the quality of men we're dealing with nowadays, and that's the truth of the matter. But go ahead, baby. What are your thoughts about that before we get to the blog here?
Well, yeah, that's the problem today is that, like I've said in the past when we've done things on preventing pregnancy, is if you as a man do not want to have a baby, your first line of defense is putting a condom on.
Right.
Yes, they could break, but your first line of defense is doing that and hoping that it doesn't, and hoping that her birth control will help in the whole situation. But you've got to protect yourself as well. You
Yeah, baby.
cannot
And
just
here,
count on a woman's honesty and whatever. You don't know unless you literally are seeing her swallow that pill every day,
yeah, baby. And
you know?
basically, what people should do is get the condoms that have spermicide on them called Nonoxol 9, I believe is what it's called. And, that will, give you a little extra protection in case a little bit leaks. It's not guaranteed. But here's the thing. Okay. Never ejaculate in the condom while you're in the woman. If you're going to, when you feel like you're going to ejaculate, you want to hold the end of the condom so it doesn't get stuck in there. Hold the end of the condom and pull it out right before you're about to do your thing. And then that's the safest way to do it. I understand it doesn't feel as good that way. I understand to the man and the woman, it feels like, you're not completing the mission. But until you really get to know someone and they're on some semi-permanent method of birth control that's 99% reliable, and even then, you're okay if she does get pregnant with that 1%, then you gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, your thoughts, baby, before we move along here.
Oh, no, I absolutely agree with you. I am
Yeah.
so 100% on to that.
Yeah, yeah, and everyone gets lost in the moment, but you got to think of the consequences before taking actions, and that's the problem with a lot of people nowadays, especially men. They do not think about, they're not proactive, they're reactive. And that's part of what I do here with my coaching is I try to teach both men and women, but in this case, more so men, to be proactive than reactive. Prevent the shit from happening so you don't have to deal with what you're not ready to deal with yet. So anyway, baby, ready to get right to it?
Let's do it.
All right, let's go ahead and switch on over to the browser source here. Once again, this is from the blog site Business Insider, and the title of the blog is 15 Ways Millennials Changed the World in the 2010s. One more time, 15 Ways Millennials Changed the World in the 2010s. Once again, written by Hillary Hoffauer, December 30th, 2019. So about, a couple years ago or so. It's fairly recent. We went over the first 5 of 15 yesterday. So let me scroll down to where we left off. I did highlight it. Did it stay highlighted? Yes, it did. It'll update on your screen in just a second, babe. All right. So this is number... Huh?
I almost fell off the bed.
Well, that's... Oh, I'm glad. Let me just say, I'm glad you didn't, baby. I gotta. When you're speaking to a woman, you're not gonna say, "Well, baby, that's your problem, not mine." I almost said that, baby, but I said, "Well, I'm glad that you didn't, baby. I'm glad you're okay." See, that's the way you talk to your lady, because you don't want to stir up those crazy emotions more than they're already stirred up, right, baby?
I was hanging the lavender on the wall, and I went to go get back, and I didn't realize my knee was so close to the edge. So that's why I'm saying that.
My woman's been in a really good mood since she left here on Tuesday afternoon, yesterday afternoon, because we had a little bit of fun before she left, and she left quite satisfied, right, baby?
Oh, I was having fun before that, but yeah.
But baby, tell me that wasn't icing on.
Oh yeah, icing on the cake. Definitely.
Icing on the cake, baby. That was icing on the cake. But anyway, let's let's get to this number 6. Your screen.
On the chocolate milk.
Yeah, baby. Okay, millennials. Number 6. Millennials have turned the luxury sector on its head by making it more casual and accessible. Wow. Okay, let's read here. It'll update on your screen in just a few. Like the rest of their generation, rich millennials prefer to spend on experiences, but they pay extra to heighten these experiences with VIP treatments and customization. That's because they've been spoiled and entitled to only like the top-notch things, because that's the way mommy and daddy raised them, right? So now they're trying to live that lifestyle that their parents, spoiled them with, right? Does that make sense, baby?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's continue because you have nothing else to add.
I want to say something that, I want to say that really is for our millennials in the entertainment world mostly. I want to say that those poor kids growing up that, they were just lost causes. The millennials in the entertainment world that grew up with entertainment parents, they got lost in the shuffle of life. And all they were given was credit card and nannies and cars and whatever, butlers. They never saw their parents. I don't even know if Paris Hilton knows who her parents are.
Yeah. No, probably not. But anyway, let's continue here. They're also choosing brands based on their missions and values rather than out of staunch loyalty, placing more significance and consideration into a brand when buying. Let me scroll up here. Rich millennials are creating new trends and status symbols, namely expensive sneakers and streetwear, which have become entwined with luxury fashion. Look no further than the Daily Tech CEO uniform of sneakers and a t-shirt, or the bohemian style of Brooklyn moms to see how they're bringing a casual touch to the luxury industry. Even fine dining has become more about informality and fun. A luxury restaurant group CEO previously told Business Insider. Let me keep going here. The share economy has also trickled into the luxury world. Rental services like Rent the Runway have made the luxury goods more accessible to others. Rent the Runway. Oh my God. So has the internet. Flash sale sites served as an entry point into the world of luxury, placing brands that were not previously accessible or on millennials' radar top of mind. Peter Neeson of American Express Insights told Larissa Fa for Forbes. So here's the thing, baby. One thing, I actually like some of this change. This is what I feel has happened with the Under Armour company. I wouldn't be surprised if a millennial started it, or was handed down to a millennial or something like that. I'm not sure how long the company's been around, but Under Armour is a sporting company that basically makes sporting apparel that you can wear anywhere at any time in any occasion. High quality stuff, very breathable, very durable, very long lasting. And it's I actually like the product. I don't wear it for the status symbol, but when you walk around, sporting that UA logo, people know like you got it, huh? What are your thoughts about that?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I know, I love wearing that. I got turned on to Under Armour by you. Um, and I know that I have family members, I won't speak of them specifically, that really love that brand,
Uh-huh.
and support it. So yeah, no, I do agree, the millennials have done some good things for us. I do think, like we were talking about before, like I have no problem with casual, like, work attire. I think as long as you're comfortable and you're getting your job done, that's all you need to do. I
Right.
mean, but
Right.
take a shower. Like, at least take a shower. That's all you need to do is be clean, and have clean clothes. But if you want to just wear, comfortable clothes to work and get the job done, I see no problem with that. You know, millennials are the ones that designed the ergonomical standing desk, you know?
Yeah. And I will give
That,
the millennials credit because they were the ones that pretty much moved buying to more of an online thing than in person. I mean, you can still get some things in person. And yes, us Gen Xers were, doing things online before the millennials, were even of age to do these things. But the millennials really set the new trend forward. And I'll tell you what I like about this. So I'll give you an example. Like, I only buy Under Armour stuff from the Under Armour outlets section of their website, which means they, they discount the previous year's items that they want to get rid of, like at 50%, up to 50% off. Some are like 20%, 30%, 40%, and up to 50%, right? So today,
yeah.
or this past week, let me explain this, baby. This past week, even when you're at my place, I showed you, I got an email from Under Armour saying that we're having, our semi-annual outlet sale or whatever it was, up to 50% off. And I just put it off to the side. I'm like, okay, and maybe I'll look at it. But today, the last day today, they sent me an email with a coupon code, take an additional 40% off our already discounted outlet prices. And I'm like, I'm going to town, right? I went on there
Excuse
and
me. Yeah, you're like, excuse me, let's go.
yeah.
Let's do this.
So I went on to the site and I found items for you and for me. I got a total of 17 items, high quality items. I figured out, because they show you what the regular price is, the original regular price. I got $700 worth of items, 17 items that would have normally cost me $700. And before taxes, and shipping was free, before taxes, after all the discounts, I got those for $325. So you tell me, okay? Yes, the millennials did start this trend, and this is not a bad thing. So I respect and I appreciate this. I totally do. What are your thoughts about it? Hey, we're going to pay credit where credit is due, because you could not get these types of
Absolutely.
deals in the stores. And if you did, you'd have to
Honestly,
keep going. You'd have to keep going to the stores every day to check the clearance section. Whereas now you get an email letting you know. Right? Go ahead.
or you'd have to be like Mama June and coupon cutting and hoarding a bunch of shit in your house for years because that's what you got to do. No, this makes it easier because it comes right to you. Um, but no, I want to say that we are not doing this stream to like put millennials down. We also want to show and highlight how millennials have changed the world in a positive way as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, there are good and bad things in every generation, and like I know I've been pretty hard on the millennials, but I will say part of the reason why I've been very hard on the millennials, more than any other generation, is because I've encountered a few millennials on the YouTube platform that have just really shocked me with the way they do things, and that's as far as that's going to go. But the truth of the matter is, hey, look, there are good and bad sides to every coin, right? Every generation. So, with that being said, let's get to the next one, baby. Number 7.
Yeah,
Okay, number 7. Millennials are also changing the wedding industry. Well, they are for damn sure. Let's say that again.
yeah.
Millennials are also changing the wedding industry. And let's scroll down here. It'll update on your end in a second. Business Insider's Mary Hanbury reported that millennials have changed weddings. They're opting for unconventional venues such as barns and farms over banquet halls and hotel reception rooms. They're also gravitating towards more casual wedding dresses. That's because it's a lot cheaper to do it this way. What are your thoughts, baby? It's all about the Benjamins, right? Remember that movie, All About the Benjamins?
Oh, all about the Benjamins.
All about the Benjamins, baby, right?
Yes, yes, but no, I don't think it's all about money. I believe that that is just that the theme because even though my daughter knew her like the budget was just endless and she was going for that same barn like wood, she wanted pallets, she wanted all of that there. It's just maybe that era that they kind of like that, or maybe I don't know, but I don't think it was going for cheap. I think it's just they like that look. They don't like that traditional churchy, traditional like Gen Z married look. They like the more outdoorsy.
So what you're saying is
Like,
the millennials have not only made the workplace casual, they made food casual, dining casual, and they made weddings casual too. They made everything casual, is what
yeah,
you're saying.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, here's the thing. I'm all for things being more casual in most aspects, but when I go out to dinner, I do like to at least wear, if I'm going to wear some sporting apparel at dinner, it's going to be Under Armour. It's going to be higher end stuff to where at least I look presentable, right? If I'm going to go to a wedding, if I'm going to get married, number one, I'm going to do it traditionally. I honestly feel a wedding is that important. If you really truly love someone, money should be of no issue. Unless you're completely broke, can't afford it, I understand that. But if you can afford to have a wedding in the church and get a banquet hall or a nice hotel room, granted, I understand the stigma of that. I understand why millennials want it more casual, whether it's money or just the casual aspect. But for me, I feel for a wedding, it should be more formal. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Are you more old school in alignment with me regarding that, babe? Or are you kind of 50-50 on
Um,
this with the millennials?
I'm a little 50-50
Wow.
because
Wow.
I am
I'm
because
shocked.
I would
I'm shocked, baby.
really
Shocked.
I would really, really love to marry you on the beach
Wow.
and then go to a nice banquet hall for our reception. But I
Okay.
would
No, that
love to have
yeah.
the waves crashing behind us while we say our vows, and then we can all go up and have a very nice reception in a very nice
We
hall
could all
or
we could all go to the
restaurant.
Hilton. We could all go to the Hilton after that, right, baby?
Exactly. And everybody can have their rooms all set up, and we can all get funky and on the dance floor,
Yeah,
and
baby,
have fun.
and we'll invite Paris. We'll invite
Oh
Paris.
yeah,
Yeah, Paris Hilton
Paris.
to the Hilton, right?
Paris
Yeah,
Hilton. Oh yeah.
Paris would be.
Close
She would,
personal friends with her.
baby. I think you and Paris would get along quite well. You're both kind of a little
Oh,
crazy at
oh
times.
yeah. Yeah. No. Actually, you know what? I would get along with Nicole Richie better than Paris.
How about we bring you and Nicole Richie and Paris Hilton in one room and just let me come in there and never mind. I'm not like that. Anyway,
And never
let's
mind. And never mind. Let's move on.
never mind. Never mind. Let's move on. That's baby, I'm not like that. I'm just joking. I'm happy. I'm happy. I barely have enough time to do that with you, even though we want to do it more often. You and I've been so busy, but I would never. I'm just joking. Anyway,
Playful.
let's
Playful talk.
yeah. And because they're waiting longer to get married and cohabitating first, millennials have time to build a collection of household staples. As a result, honey funds and cash have become more popular wedding gift options than items like toasters or gravy boats, Hanbury added. Well, a lot of
True.
millennials are the reason why millennials are waiting to get married is because, both men and women are going to college, but it's more so women, some men, but men and women are going to college, they're getting a college degree. And for women, especially, um, you know, they want to get their degree and they want to settle into their career and get promoted and get their life together and buy their own home and their own cars and everything like that before they feel comfortable getting married. That's one of the main, women being liberated is one of the main reasons why, you know, it's taking longer for people to get married nowadays. And a lot of people are just not getting married, period. But what happens, baby? What happens when a woman waits? I keep saying this, but it's true. What happens when a woman waits until she's in her 30s to start finding the man to settle down with? It's harder to find that man. The men that were paying attention to her in her 20s, when she was most fertile and youngest and most attractive, they're looking at other women in their 20s. And so these women end up settling for the beta male providers that they really don't want because the other guys that they could have gotten in their 20s don't want them anymore. And then, now they're 32, 33, 34. Their biological clock is ticking, and they have to settle for someone just to be able to have kids before their time runs out. So there are a lot of variables why millennials have taken longer to get married and why the Gen Zers are going to take longer to get married. And it is primarily because of women's lib. Nothing wrong with women's lib, nothing wrong with women having equal rights, etc. But that's what's changed this because women are no longer dependent on a man for survival. They are independent. They are making their own lives separate of men before they cohabitate and get married to a man. Go ahead, babe.
No, you're right. I'm agreeing with you. Absolutely.
Yeah. You see, you
I
got
couldn't
married. Go ahead.
I couldn't agree anymore is all I was gonna say.
Yeah. Yeah. Your daughter is 27 and her man's 34, I believe, right? And and they just got engaged, several months ago. And this is about the typical age a man gets married. Now, it's actually higher than the average. Men are getting married, if they get married, in their early to mid 30s, and women in their late 20s to early 30s, sometimes mid 30s. But women want to be married definitely by the time they reach 30 because they at least want to have, 5 to 10 years of semi-prime fertility to have kids, right, babe? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So do you agree, baby, you being a modern woman, even in you're Gen X, but you're still a product of feminism, right? You being a modern woman, do you feel that women's lib and feminism has played a huge toll in, the birth rate declining, marriages taking longer to happen, etc.? Do you feel women's lib has the biggest part in this?
Um, I don't know if it's women's lib
Oh my God.
necessarily.
Okay, I want to
Sweetheart,
hear
let me
this.
just explain.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's women's lib or if it's just lazy kids. I don't know.
I think it's a combination of both. The way that the
Yeah,
millennials and the post millennials, the Gen Zers, the I generation, they've been raised, they've been coddled, they've been spoiled and entitled. They've you know, been raised by grandparents. They've been
but
latchkey
you're saying,
kids.
baby, you're saying women's lib like you're blaming all this shit on all women millennials, but you're leaving all these fucking deadbeat game players, these gamers that are sitting at home blowing up school and doing nothing but jacking off in their mom's fucking basement.
Okay, baby.
Like what's
Listen,
wrong with that?
baby, baby. I'm trying to keep this a little more professional, and you just kind of hit. I guess I hit a nerve. I guess I hit a nerve,
Yeah,
and I
well,
wasn't
I
trying to
mean,
hit.
you're saying, what you're
Sweetheart, I'm
saying
not.
is,
I'm not blaming women 100%. What I'm saying is, women's lib has not only affected women; it's affected men. What I'm trying to say is that men do not know how to handle the rising star woman. Men are being intimidated. If you give me a second to respond before you get triggered, baby, I will probably satisfy I'll probably give you a satisfactory answer. And this is how I feel. I'm not trying to toot your horn. This is how I feel. But women's lib has affected both men and women. And in many cases, it's affected men maybe more because men are intimidated by women rising up and surpassing men. Now, are you a little more satisfied with that answer? Because that's how I feel. I'm not just telling you that so I can appease you. I actually feel that way. Does that make more sense now?
it makes a little bit more sense, but I don't want to blame these millennial women or men. I want to blame their parents because their fathers and their mothers did not teach these men to be men. They did not teach their daughters to be women in the right way.
Right.
And that's where the problem is coming from. And a lot of it's because these Gen Xers like us, not you and I, just bailed on their kids and they left them with the boomers.
Mm-hmm.
And the boomers raised them like they raised us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And think
No,
about that. Where did
you,
where did where did all of the women's lib come from? Boomer era,
yeah. You know
right?
what, baby? A lot of people right now online are going to say you're making a lot of sense. And I will agree with you. You are actually making a lot of sense. And that's why I have you as my business partner. That's why you're my lady. You bring a whole different dynamic to this. Yes, we're on a similar page for the most part, but we also have our subtle differences and differences. And like, it's fascinating. It's interesting to me, even just hearing you explain this here on this show. And I appreciate it. Thank you for that. And I'm sure the audience appreciates it too.
Oh yeah, no worries.
Should we continue, baby? Because what I'm going to do is we're going to get through the first two. And because we did an intro and we want to level up the show in the middle right after we get done with this second, which is number 7 of 15. We're going to take a break after this and then do number 8, 9, and 10 after the break. And it should only take us about 45 minutes to get through that. So let's continue here. With the rise of wedding blogs and Instagram, couples also feel the need to have a picture perfect wedding. online lenders told the Washington Post they're issuing up to 4 times as many wedding loans as they did a year ago as millennial couples try to have their dream wedding. As a result, the average wedding cost in the U.S. has risen to $38,700. I mean, I don't know where this is coming from. Here's the thing.
That's kind of cheap in my eyes.
I got to be honest with you here because the men, the non-beta males, are not going to want to spend that much money on a wedding, or people that have been through things with women in the past. I think what's really happening here is you got a bunch of beta males that are in their early to mid 30s. They're settled into their career. They've shacked up with someone in their 20s, and again, it sounds a lot like your daughter's situation, and maybe it's similar. But I'm not picking on your daughter and her fiance. This is just what's happening. Is you got these men that are established in their early to mid 30s, making good money, and whether the woman in her 20s is established in her career or not, all that matters is that her man is. And she sees him as a provider because she wants to have kids. And that man, being a beta male, no disrespect, would have no problem making his woman happy spending $38,700. Now, typically, or technically, it's supposed to be the father of the bride, or the bride's parents pay for the wedding, right? But nowadays, nobody sticks to that tradition anymore. It's everyone paying for it, including the groom. What are your thoughts, baby?
Oh no, yeah, absolutely. It's both parents that are contributing as well as the couple nowadays.
Yeah,
Because that's just how it is. But $38,000, that's nothing for a wedding.
Well, it may seem like nothing for a wedding. I understand some weddings can be $50,000, $100,000, and even like my brother's wedding, well, it was about 15 plus years ago or so. He's been divorced, for about 12 or 13 years. His marriage didn't last too long, but he was living with his woman for 8 years before they got married. I think they spent at least $50,000-$60,000 on that wedding, and they tried to do it as cheap as possible. And that was 15 years ago, So $36,000 today is equivalent to about $55,000, back then. And again, baby, this is what I think is happening. I'm not trying to be rude. I've been studying this for many years. I think it's a lot of beta males are getting suckered into getting married. They're being pushed into marriage by women in their 20s before their biological clock starts to tick, because the guys that these women want, the alpha males, are being chads, and they're just going around banging all the hot chicks because they're hot, right? And so we are in an era that basically started primarily with the millennials, but maybe a little bit before that. Maybe some of the Gen Xers were like this, but now with the millennials and post-millennials, there are more beta males than any other point in history. Would you agree with that? You've seen it yourself. You tell me, baby. You've encountered these men.
Oh God, yeah, they're all over the place. I swear to God, they're like everywhere. Everywhere I look, there's a beta male around.
Yeah. So I don't know if you have any more to add to it. We have just one more paragraph here before we take our first break. But is there anything more you want to add to it, or any examples you want to share? Or let me know.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay, I guess I said it all. Wow. Thank you, babe. Baby, you're in a really good mood. Baby, I love the mood you've been in lately. Huh?
I'm feeling great.
That's good. That's good. Let's keep it that way, because that makes me very happy. Last paragraph here of number 7. With more than half of couples today marrying someone from a different culture or religious background, multiple wedding ceremonies are a rising trend. Jessica Schiffer reported for the New York Times. Combined, These ceremonies cost an average of $50,000 but can exceed $100,000. Well, what the hell are you doing to spend that
Well,
much money? Are you going
sweetheart,
to the grandest 5-star hotel? I mean, like,
no,
go ahead.
sweetheart. Listen, it's saying cultural. So as far as like, don't quote me on this, but one of the Indian cultures, it's like a 2-week process for their wedding.
Jesus Christ. So they have to fly everyone
So
in,
there,
put them up in hotel rooms or bring them to their home and buy
yeah,
more food and wine them and
yeah, like
dine them.
yes, like
Wow.
my ex boss, who is Persian, his niece was getting married. He had to fly everybody into his house. They were there for a few weeks before the wedding even started, and they were doing ceremonies before that.
Wow.
So there are different cultures that will exceed. Not just don't just think of this American culture of just the big lavish, you know, big wedding, like, whatever you can think of, big Beyonce and Jay-Z wedding. No, it's not just that. There are other cultural religious things that cost a lot of money.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I understand
And I
traditions. I
learned all of
understand.
this on TV.
Wait, say that again?
I learned all of this by watching my TV shows.
Oh, like the Real Housewives of whatever county they're in?
No, no, no. By my television shows, you know what I watch.
Oh, you watch a lot of crime, crime
Crime
shows. What do you
drama
Yeah,
and true crime, true
true
crime
crime.
and fictional crime, true crime and fictional crime, and medical dramas, and law dramas. Those are my favorite.
You like Law and Order. Excuse me. Hold on a second. I got to tell you, I've never had allergies this bad. And I take my allergy medication twice a day, Allegra and Flonase. I took Flonase right before the show, and I think it's breaking everything up right now. And I get how you feel, baby, when you get congested. You have congestion really bad. I mean, you have it worse than me, but right now I have it worse than I ever have. So my apologies, but yeah. So you enjoy the true crime arena, and there's a big part. There's a huge aspect of true crime out here on YouTube, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. So any final thoughts, baby, during what we've talked about or regarding what we talked about so far, which is what I'm trying to say before we take our break here?
Nope.
All right, baby, I'm gonna put you
Okay.
backstage so you won't have to mute. You can if you want to. I'm gonna put you backstage, cue up some royalty-free YouTube music, and then we're gonna step away for the break and come back and do the last 3 of part 2. So backstage you go. All right, let's go back to full screen here. Huh. The Real Housewives of the San Francisco Giants. Can you be more specific regarding that, Sifu Smo, Dion? Can you be a little more specific regarding that? I'm not quite sure what your comment means. So go ahead and we'll get back to you after the break. So let me just cue up some music here. Do, do, do. Let's see. Got a couple here. Do, 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 do. All right, music is all queued up. We're going to step away for a quick 8 or 9 minute break. When we return, we're going to go over the last 3 sections of part 2, wrap it up, and then we will talk about when we're going to consider doing part 3 in spite of some, changes to our schedule this week between my lady and I. So stick around. Stick around, round. We'll be right back. Yeah, we're back. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Let's give it up for my favorite artist on the YouTube audio library, or in the YouTube audio library, Ethan Mixel with In the Shadows. Rip it, baby. Rip it, Ethan. Rip it. Here we go. Wow. Yeah, baby. Rip it, Ethan. Rip it. Clap your hands, everybody. Everybody, clap your hands and feel real good with me. Myself and my lady feel real good with us. Yeah. Yeah, baby, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. Gotta love that Ethan Mixel. Yeah. All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on YouTube, live on Coach Eli 2, Coach Eli 2, uncensored live streams, the future home of most, if not all, of my live streams. If you haven't heard, we are getting closer and closer each and every day to getting this channel monetized, and once that happens, my Walking with Purpose live streams on my main channel will move over here to this channel. And on my main channel, we're going to start focusing on creating some of the highest quality pre-recorded bite-sized content in 4K at 60 frames per second when done from my iPhone on the field, or sometimes from my place or other places. Other times I may do some content from the studio, and that will be similar quality you see here, 1080p at 60 frames per second. We're also going to be doing some more YouTube shorts and some exclusive members-only content. So you're not going to want to miss it. You're going to want to stick around. It's getting more and more exciting here each and every day. So subscribe to both channels. Bang the bell. Select all notifications. If you're here, subscribe to Coach Eli 2 and bang the bell. Select all notifications. If you have not subscribed to my main channel yet, Nightbot's sharing the link every 7 minutes in the chat. That's youtube.com/lifecoacheli. One more time, youtube.com/lifecoacheli. Also, because this channel's not monetized yet, if you would like to make a donation to this channel to support the channel and support the business and myself and my lady, you can do so in one of two ways. Nightbot is sharing the links to both my PayPal and Cash App accounts. On PayPal, you can go to paypal.me/Coach Eli. And on Cash App, you can go to $The Real Coach Eli. And as always, donations are greatly appreciated, but they are not required. Yeah, Ethan, bring us back to the second half of the show. Yeah, here we go. All right. So let's get right back to it. We have 3 more sections to go. Let me bring on my beautiful, wonderful, amazing lady. Babe, are you there?
I am here.
Did you have a good break, babe?
I did.
Fantastic. You ready to rock?
Laundry. I started getting packed for my little trip. So yeah, I'm feeling good.
So you are multitasking on the job.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, that's good,
that's
baby.
what women do.
That's what women do. Women are phenomenal multitaskers. At least they used to be back in the days of traditionalism. I can challenge that today, but you have a lot of old school roots, baby. So I believe you are a phenomenal multitasker. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, baby, let's get back over to the browser screen and continue. All right, so we are at number 8 right now. Number 8. And number 8 is Millennials, baby. Are those your wind chimes? Your doors are probably open, huh?
Oh, probably. Let me go shut the door.
Yeah, those wind chimes. All right, let me give my lady a second to reduce that noise there. It's a nice noise, but it gets kind of distracting. And yeah, the microphone does pick it up. All right, baby.
Not better?
That's better. All right. So let's get back to number 8 here. Number 8, millennials spend a lot on their health, making them key players in the wellness industry boom. One more time, millennials spend a lot on their health, making them key players in the wellness industry boom. That's a fact. I do believe that is true, but I have my feedback on that because it's not all millennials. And a lot of millennials feel that having big thighs and big, huge, gigantic booties, right, and being overly thick is being healthy. And it really isn't. I'll share more about that in just a little bit here. Health and wellness have become luxury status symbols. Vogue reported in 2015, from 2015 to 2017 alone, the wellness industry grew by more than 12% and is now worth $4.2 trillion globally, according to a report by the Global Wellness Institute. That's staggering, baby. The wellness industry is a $4.2 trillion, not billion, trillion with a T, baby. Isn't that ridiculous?
Yeah. You know what? I never heard of yoga until like the last 20 years. So I believe it.
Yeah, let's continue. Millennials have been leading the way in this boom. Stanford Health called millennials the wellness generation, and some of them even spend more on fitness than tuition. Jeanette Settembre of MarketWatch reported. They also spend on pricey gym memberships, athleisure clothing, and water bottles. That is true. If that is the case, then why are millennials one of the fattest and overweight generations in history? Baby,
That's not true.
Really? You don't think that's true? Not from what I've seen.
Nope.
I'll tell you what I've seen. Okay, what's your take on it, baby?
I don't think that they're fat or overweight. I think that they look healthy. I think that there was a time where women looked like me and thought that that was the way to look. And now these girls are knowing that it's okay to have some curves. It's okay to have a little junk in the trunk. It's okay because guys do like to actually hold on to some meat, you know? And it's not that they're fat. They're just, beautiful. Like, I'm not saying like obnoxiously large women. I'm just saying, women that have just a little bit extra on them,
Okay. Well, let me jump in here for a second, baby, because you were a nurse and you understand this. So I'm sure you have heard of the BMI index, the body mass index. And here's the thing.
Yeah, the BMI, I'm going to stop you right there. The BMI is, forgive my English, but BS. Because the BMI was developed. No. The BMI was developed hundreds of years ago by a mathematician that just did algorithms on the bodies of people back then. They did not factor in bone density. They did not factor in all ethnicities. They did not factor in everything else. So right now the BMI is so off the charts, it's not okay. That is a scientific proof.
Okay,
that is in actual medical journals.
Okay. Let me share this here because I'm unfortunately we're going to disagree here, but that's okay. We can respectfully disagree. Let me ask you this, baby. Do you think I am at a healthy weight level?
Yes.
Okay. So my body mass index should be right around 25 or a little less. My BMI is at about 24 point something. So I am within my BMI. And I honestly feel like, I'm not as toned as I've been in the past. I need to probably maybe lose another 3 to 5 pounds and tone up a little bit. So, my BMI will be a little bit more stable. So I'll be honest with you. From my experience, the BMI has been pretty close to spot on. Nothing is perfect, but here, let me give you another example. Okay. When I was growing up, okay, like, let's take a woman that's 5'7", okay? Now, a woman that's 5'7", it used to be back in the days of traditionalism, women were very thin, and women that were 5'7" were like 110, 115 pounds. And I do agree, that's a little underweight, and that's actually under the BMI, that where they should be. So the average weight for a woman that is 5'7", even according to today's millennial standards or whatever it is, should be about 135 or 140. Now, some women that are 5'7" are 150, 160, 165, 170, and they can still carry their weight well, have a little more junk in the trunk, and look good, but they are above their BMI, and they have more fat than they should have. And the truth of the matter is this, from a health standpoint, okay, the more fat that you have on your body, the more risk you are of disease, of heart disease and other, diseases down the road. And I've seen before I met you and I was on these dating apps and in between relationships over the past 7 years, I have never seen any generations as overly thick as, the millennials and the post-millennials. And I'm now seeing women that are in their 40s and 50s in better shape with rock hard bodies, and to be quite honest with you, more bangable, in my opinion, than the younger women. That's what I've seen, and it's been staggering. So that's my thought. What are your thoughts about that before we continue? That's just what I've seen. Are you there? Hello? I cannot hear you. I don't know what's going on here. Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. What happened?
Okay. Oh, I don't know. I said I want to thank you, NC, for agreeing with me. And I sent you a thing right now to say, to completely show how the BMI was created, not in the right way for today's times. So, like she says,
okay,
it's an old concept.
Okay.
So,
I get it. I get it. Here's the thing. NCS Queen, welcome to the show. I understand you and my lady both think the BMI is BS. Okay, maybe it's a little bit outdated. The truth of the matter is this, from what I have seen, and I'm going to do, like I told you, baby, back in the days, before I met you, I took a lot of screenshots of profiles from women. I'm going to show you folks on a live stream or video at some point, is this a healthy weight level? What do these women do? They turn around and they show their big, huge booty, right? And then they do the side angle and they lean forward and show their big, huge boobies, and but they don't show their waist. They don't show what's at the stomach. And when you have too much fat even around that area, it's very, very unhealthy. But go ahead. What do you want to say, baby, before we move forward? Because we got to move forward.
Sweetheart, you have to understand that people in general have issues with their weight. They could have thyroid issues. They could have other issues going on that they just cannot lose it. And so, just to blanket and judge on a BMI and say that they're unhealthy is not fair. And I'm speaking as a medical professional right now. I don't look at anybody as being unhealthy until I actually see their chart and their lab work, because I don't know what's going on.
I understand. Let me just say this before we move forward, because we need to move forward. Here's the thing. When you're young, having 30 extra pounds on you may not affect you as much. But when you get to my age and you start having some complications, that extra 30 pounds is going to put more weight on your feet, is going to make your sciatica hurt more, is going to hurt you in other ways. So anyway,
you might not be in control of it. You might have diabetes and not be in control of it. You might
I
have
understand.
congestive heart failure that puts a lot of fluid in your body that you
I get it.
hold on. I mean, you've got to understand there's a lot of shit going on out there. Don't
I
judge.
I'm not, listen, to the men and women out there that have diagnosed issues that affect them from maintaining a healthy weight level. I exclude you. I understand that. But there are a lot of perfectly healthy men and women out there. More so, I've seen this through women that are just letting themselves go. And it's more than you've seen. And I've got to show my proof, because lately I've become all about showing receipts. So I will do a show or a pre-recorded video and show you folks what's out there. But let's continue for right now, okay? So brands are changing their offerings to meet millennial demand. Wellness is increasingly regarded as a modern embodiment of luxury, and accordingly, an array of spas and studios offering treatments like cryofacials, week-long retreats, and vitamin 4 drips are delivering those experiences. Business
Vitamin
Insiders.
IV drip. Vitamin
Oh,
IV
IV.
drips.
Oh, IV drips. Oh, okay. So that's IV. Okay. Okay. That's IV. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry about that. I looked at it as a Roman numeral, not as in the I and the V, as in an IV in your arm. I get it. Are delivering those experiences. Business Insiders, Lena Bataraj just wrote, I can't pronounce these names. Millennials are even choosing healthier alcoholic drinks that are low in both calories and sugar. Just consider the drinks of summers past, from hard seltzer to canned wine. What are your thoughts about this before we go to number 9, baby?
Well, I don't think that's just a millennial thing, Mr. Melas, because you don't drink anything with sugar or calories in it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
like seriously. But yes, no, the White Claw came out, the Trulies came out, then they came out with the ones that had like the less calories and the ones that were even less calories than that. And everybody is on this keto freaking stupid craze. And it's like, we've been surviving life for hundreds of years. Why are we getting scared of sugar now? Why?
Well, here, let me share this regarding my experiences real quick, and then we got to move forward to number 9. So here's the thing. Whenever I've gained 20 or 30 pounds, it's happened to me quite a few times in my life, a few times in my 40s, after a couple of relationships, one with the veterinarian and the other one with Dana. And how I lost the weight, I did the low carb, high fat diet. Now, here's the thing. Just because you're on a diet doesn't mean you can't have sugar. Here's the problem, in my opinion, and should be a fact, but it's my opinion. Here's the problem with sugar. It is very, very addicting. And what happens is 1 teaspoon of sugar is 15 calories. I think it's teaspoon, not tablespoon. 1 teaspoon of sugar is 15 calories. So, for example, babe, when I was younger, I used to use regular sugar in 1 cup of coffee. And in order to sweeten 1 cup of coffee at the level I sweeten it today with Sweet and Low, I need to put in literally 10 teaspoons of sugar? And that's 150
Oh my
calories.
God.
Yeah. Well, but
That's
hear me out.
disgusting.
It is. But listen. Here's the thing. If you have 1 dessert,
I need like 2 or 3 packets of sugar.
I understand that, but some people have a sweet tooth. Some people need it more sweet, right?
Oh,
And so,
oh,
but
oh,
do you mind?
oh,
Do you?
oh. Okay.
I mean, would it be okay if I finish my statement and then you can come on in and share your thoughts? No problem, babe. Is that okay, baby? I can't hear you now. I don't know why you
I'm
keep
being
cutting
quiet.
off.
I'm being
Okay.
quiet. I'm just being
Oh,
quiet.
okay. So here's what happens when you eat something with sugar. For example, a Pop-Tart, a piece of cheesecake, right? Okay. one little slice of cheesecake is about 300 calories. It's filled with a ton of sugar, right? So it's not the fact that you ate that cheesecake, but what happens when you eat carbs and sugars, it gives you this high. It spikes up your insulin. It gives you this sugar high, this big rush for about 20 to 30 minutes, and then you crash. And then you're tired, and then you need to eat more in order to keep yourself going. So the thing that sugar does is it makes people more hungry. Same thing with carbs, okay? What happens with simple carbs? Simple carbs like breads, it turns into sugar, and then sugar
they turn into sugar.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I just said. Hold on, let me finish, please. Carbs, simple carbs, turn into sugar, and sugar turns into fat. That's why when you eat a bit of bread, that will fill you up, pretty quickly. But then, you're hungry again 30 minutes later. When you eat high fat and protein, that hunger is curbed and sustainable. You can sustain your hunger, or from getting hungry longer, right? And so that's where the Atkins diet and the keto diet comes into play. It's about eating the right foods that give you more energy and sustain your hunger longer. That's why the sugar phenomenon, is, that's why, people fear the sugar. You understand what I'm saying, baby? Does that make sense to you?
I get it, but I get it if you're a diabetic, but I don't get it because, I mean, like, I am not, maybe it's because I don't have that sweet tooth. I don't have to put 15,000 tablespoons of sugar into my coffee. I put 2 or 3 packets of sugar in with my creamer and I'm good.
I
And sometimes
understand.
that's way too sweet.
When I was younger, baby, when I was younger, baby, I was addicted to sugar. You can ask my mother. I would eat a whole box of Twinkies. Now, the reason why I didn't gain a lot of weight is because I was playing a lot of sports, right? But even though I was, not gaining weight, and I burned more than enough calories to even allow myself to eat a whole box of Twinkies every now and then, do you know what happened to me after eating that box of Twinkies? I was like high as a kite. I was like, like Beavis from Beavis and Butthead, drinking a ton of coffee, right? Right? Okay. It's not healthy. It's not a healthy thing for your body. Too much sugar is not healthy for you. Too much of anything is not healthy for you. Go ahead.
So I understand that you have an addiction to sugar. And so you have to do this. And you
Right.
have to keep it in moderation. I don't. So
Baby, the
that's all
majority,
well and good.
are you saying that the majority of people on this planet are not addicted to sugar? I don't think that'd be a fair statement.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I know that everybody has just a touch of a sweet tooth. Like I get it. Like
Uh-huh.
sometimes I'm like, ooh, I have a hankering for some chocolate right now. Um, but that comes like once every couple weeks, you know. I don't get it all the time. I'm
Yeah.
mostly a savory and salty kind of person.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't get that sweetness. So that's just me. That's what my taste buds are prone to. So something I don't understand, but I'm willing to like I get it. You
Yeah.
don't understand my taste buds all the time. You don't like seafood. And so, I
Yeah.
get it.
Fair enough. Fair enough, baby. And I got to say, before we go on to number 9 here, I got to pay you props. You are handling these YouTube streets because I honestly, like, I know we're boyfriend and girlfriend. We love each other. We've been doing these shows together, but I've been really challenging you tonight. This is good. This is good. We'll call it good radio, even though it's, TV as well. But this is good podcasting, baby. I got to say, for being brand new to this, you come off like a natural, and
Yeah.
you're honestly, baby, you're taking a lot of heat, and I've been challenging you, and you're handling it like a champ. I mean, I'm going to give you a big round of applause, babe. Seriously, I'm impressed. Hold on. Baby, let me give you a big round of applause for Christ's sake.
From now on, I'm going to do my silent clap so I don't like overdo it. But did you read what NC is Queen put up there?
Let me go ahead. Let me get to the chat here. BMI was developed by a Belgian astronomer and statistician, not a health researcher or medical professional, who was studying groups of white men, not looking at individuals and their health outcomes. No, I understand that. Listen, I'm not religiously living and dying by the BMI, but it for me at least, it's been fairly accurate. That's all I'm going to say. Maybe because I'm Caucasian. I don't know. Hey, Pablo, how you doing? Pablo says, yo, coach, welcome to the show, Pablo. Go ahead, baby.
I'm just going to say right now, in the medical world, even today, they don't even use BMI anymore.
Fair enough. All right. I think I've had enough of the BMI talk. Let's go to number 9 here, baby. Ready for that? You ready, baby?
Yeah.
Tech innovation. Millennials are the social media generation, which has changed the way people live and brand sell. I agree with that, but with one exception.
Yes.
I am a younger Gen Xer. I am 7 years older 8 years older than the oldest millennial. And I grew up in the high-tech capital of the world, so I'm right there with the millennials on this. And many Gen Xers are also a part of this, but millennials redefined it. Millennials made it mainstream. They didn't start it, but they made it mainstream. Is that a fair statement, baby, before I read what this is all about?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, so,
I mean, let's just go back to, really quick. Let's go back to Justin Bieber.
Baby, oh!
He's one that made it very mainstream.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's one millennial that was on YouTube.
Right. He made it on YouTube.
Shit.
I was going to ask you, baby, where did Justin Bieber make it big? Where did Justin Bieber make it big, baby?
YouTube.
Right here. Good old YouTube. San Bruno, California. Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he was in Canada. He was in Canada when he was posting those videos. So, I mean, it's out there for everybody. I'm saying these millennials have, it's all out there for them. They can do anything. JoJo.
Absolutely.
JoJo, that girl on that dance show I'm watching, baby?
Yeah.
JoJo Seaman. I had you look her up. She started on YouTube. She started on YouTube as a child. Child. And look at that.
I hear you. Let's continue. Ready? YouTube and Facebook, speaking of YouTube and Facebook, both established in the 2000s, peaked in the 2010s. The early 2010s also saw the launch of Instagram and Snapchat. All four of these have become platforms for bloggers and celebrities, giving rise to the very prolific influencer industry. Specific niches, however you want to say it, have developed within this stardom. Thank you. Such as home influencers, virtual influencers, and mukbang influencers. Baby, do you know what mukbang is? I know what it is, but do you know what it is?
I don't. I was going to ask you.
Okay, so let me share with you. I had no fucking idea what mukbang was, right? And about 3.5 years ago, right when I started this channel, okay, the mukbang boom started happening. And mukbang, these channels, what they do is they get a bunch of food, a huge amount of food, and they try to eat all of it while they're live on the air and engaging their audience. So basically, it's like, let's say there's like 100 hot dogs. Okay.
All right, yeah, that's just disgusting.
So yeah,
Um,
it'd be
yeah,
like having. Okay, I wasn't. Go ahead, babe. Go ahead. We're just gonna
no,
let you
but no, that mukbang, I
mukbang.
was a little scared. I was scared of what you were going to explain, but when you said it was just about food, I was like, oh man, I'm not scared.
Do you know the actual pronunciation is mukbang, mukbang, but it's spelled
Mukbang.
mukbang. It's mukbang, mukbang. Yeah. I mean, here, let me read this definition here. Mukbang, mukbang meaning. Let's see. Oh, mukbang. Sorry, it's mukbang, mukbang. I just did the Google. I don't know if you could hear that, baby. Can you hear this?
Yeah.
Okay, you heard that sound go through Google. Okay.
Yep.
Uh, um, mukbang, especially in South Korea, a video, especially one that is live streamed that features a person eating a large quantity of food and addressing the audience. I mean, I can't believe these people get more views than I do for eating food, a large amount of food on a live stream. It's ridiculous.
Well, maybe I should like tape you eating one of those large burgers.
Mukbang.
Mukbang. One of your monster burgers.
All right, baby, let's continue here, okay?
Yeah.
Uh, I've had enough of the mukbang. I had enough of it back then. I mean, it's not as big as it used to be, but it's still out here. But it was big like 3.5 years ago. Social media has created an opportunity for product lines and online retail. Millennials are building multi-million-dollar beauty empires out of massive Instagram and Snapchat followings, such as Emily Weiss Glosser or Rihanna's Fenty Beauty. Instagram, in particular, is influencing users and shaping industries. As more millennials take to Instagram for style, ideas, brands, and fashion magazines are losing some of their clout to influencers, wrote Mark Bain for Quartz. Here, give me just a second here. Let me see. Millennials aren't only shopping for clothes and products that look good on Instagram, they're also traveling based on Instagrammability. Ooh, that's even a word, Instagrammability. They're flocking to destinations that look good on Instagram, like Lisbon, as well as photogenic hotels. Luxury hotels are employing simple design aesthetics for this very reason. So here's the thing, baby. This is what I've noticed. And again, I am not trying to attack women or be critical to women. I'm not trying to attack anyone. Okay. I'm just stating what I've seen. When you have cute 20-year-old women on Instagram selling stuff, they get a lot of attention. The primary attention they get are from the beta males that will follow these women no matter what they do. Now, are the beta males buying these feminine products? No. What the beta males are doing is giving that beautiful woman a huge following to the point of where the woman triggers the algorithm of that platform, and then they reach their target audience of other women that buy their products. So I'm
You
not
know,
kidding you. Women, hold on before I get to you. Hold on. I don't want to lose my train of thought. Women today on the internet, especially young women in their teens and throughout their 20s and maybe early 30s, while they're still really cute. I'm not saying women don't look good when they get older. You look great, baby. But you know, women look the best when they're younger. Same with men, right? If you're a woman in your late teens and 20s and you're decent looking, there's no reason why you can't start an Instagram or YouTube channel or something and make a killing doing it. And if you're not doing it, I'm saying you're dumb to not be doing it. Go ahead, baby. What are your thoughts?
yes, because if you are young and beautiful and showing me how to use a certain makeup product and how beautiful I will look as a 47-year-old woman, you best believe I'm gonna buy it. You're gonna catch me in that. Like, that's the thing. These millennials have no idea what they can do with teaching our generation on how to do makeup to make us look younger, to, just help us feel better as women, you know?
Hmm.
And they can do that on Instagram. They can do that on Facebook. They can do that on YouTube and make a lot of money.
Baby, I am beautiful, no matter what they say. Words can't bring me down. Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't sing like a girl,
Seriously, you're
but
not Christina.
I'm not Christina
You are not
Aguilera.
Christina Aguilera.
If you wanna be with me,
Nope, nope.
I'm a what, baby? Remember the name of the song?
I'm a genie in a bottle.
You gotta rub me.
I am not
You
the
gotta
right
rub
way,
me
baby.
the right way if you wanna be with me. NC is queen. NC is queen in the chat says, Eli, you should do karaoke. And furthermore, NC is queen says, Eli, would you join Instagram? I think you can do your streams on there. Your walking streams would do great. I actually am on Instagram. I just hardly use it. Here's the thing, NC is queen. I have a social media presence that's fairly, it's not super huge, but I have thousands of followers. I have 4,000 on Facebook. I've got a couple thousand or so on Twitter and LinkedIn, and at least 500 to 700 on Instagram. The thing is, it takes a lot of time to set things up, to, to put content everywhere. And I'm trying to figure out the right way to do that without having to pay someone. Because right now, money's a little bit tight. I'm trying to budget for it. I've been spending money elsewhere. But yeah, that's a good point. I'm going to start to leverage more of Instagram, maybe with some of the Walking with Purpose live streams. Maybe I'll multicast them over there. I'll find a way to do it. Go ahead, or maybe I'll put the the replays there.
I was going to ask because this is me being naive to this, but I know when I put something out on social media, I have a choice to put it on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. Like, do you not have that option to post things in multiple places?
Hang on a second. That option is there, baby. Here's the thing. You have to manually do it. Give me 1 second here.
Okay.
Here we go. We're on the final one. I'm just setting this up here. There are programs you can get that will you pay some money and you can make one post and it'll go to all social media sites. The problem is a lot of the social media sites now, they don't like it when you do that. So you have to do it manually, because when you do that, it can be considered spamming. So I need to find the right way, or maybe pay someone a little bit of money to manually promote my social media, to manually promote my content all over social media. What's that? What is
Pay
that?
me. I'll do it. I'm saying pay me. I'll do it.
Okay, we'll talk about that. I mean, you're my girlfriend. I practically pay you when we go out by taking you to dinner. But, baby,
Well, you don't have to pay me, but I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? I'll
baby,
do that.
All right. We'll talk about that off the air. Thank you, baby. All right, baby, you love entertaining the audience, don't you? You're learning a thing or two about how this YouTube thing works, huh?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Number 10, and this is the final one before we go off the air here, folks. We'll be going off the air in about 10 to 15 minutes max. So get any questions, comments, or concerns that you have in the chat. Millennials' desire for convenience has given rise to the rental, share, and delivery economies. This is huge. Millennials' desire for convenience has given rise to the rental, share, and delivery economies. Baby, right off the title there, what are your thoughts about that before we even go into depth regarding this?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that just shows their laziness, you know, you know, their desire for convenience. So that's why we have DoorDash. That's why we have Uber. That's why we have Uber Eats. That's why we have everything that just comes right to our door.
Right.
Ride
Right.
shares, you know,
Yeah.
all these things.
Yeah.
That's where
I
all this
mean,
came from.
baby, I'm not gonna lie. Like, there are times, like over this year,
Convenience.
I've used DoorDash more this year than, and it's been around for years, than any other than combined years in the past. Like it just got pretty convenient, especially when you and I were dating early on and you were going through a lot more things and we would talk more about things, and then we were kind of tired after those talks and we didn't feel like going out and doing things. Now we're back to actually going out and exploring things. But you remember those days where we would just order DoorDash pretty much every freaking weekend. And I'll tell you, DoorDash
Well,
gets costly because the rates, it's just more expensive
you're not just
to
paying for
use.
the food, you're paying for the DoorDasher too.
Correct. And now, because of the inflation, now they're suggesting larger tips,
Exactly.
like 30.
Yeah.
You know what? The 20% tip is now a 30% tip. Everywhere we go now, they suggest a 30% tip. Whoo! Wow.
Yep.
Baby, let's continue.
No, I do
Go ahead.
remember that. No, I do remember that. But we would only do it pretty much like on the second night of us being there because we were both kind of tired and didn't want to go out and didn't want to eat our leftovers. That's kind of how I remembered it. You would say, "Hey,
Yeah.
let's just get some DoorDash and come home."
Well,
You know,
yeah,
we'd go do
because,
something during the day, and instead of going out to another restaurant, you'd be like, "Let's just go home and DoorDash," because I was tired, you were tired,
well,
you know.
you have to also understand, baby, that men and women, until we figure out our rhythm, we're gonna have some disagreements. It's gonna create some emotionally draining conversations that need to be done. And that's what was happening during that time. So I was worn out after
Yeah,
those. You were worn out after those. And we just said, fuck it. Let's just order some DoorDash and then we can snuggle up and get some rest. Um,
yeah,
but it's not something that you should live and die on. If you use DoorDash every now and then as a convenience, not a big deal. But if you're doing it like 2 or 3 times a week, that's a serious problem. Then you're pretty damn lazy. It's nice to
yeah,
get out and also walk around and get some exercise. But let's continue, baby, here because we're about to wrap this up.
yeah. Let's go.
Millennials have been called Generation Rent. Yeah, good way to put it. And the number of rental services that have popped up during the past decade show why. There's Rent the Runway for fashion, Airbnb for travel, Lyft for transportation. Don't forget about what do you call it? Lyft and what's the other one? I can't
Uber,
remember the other one.
Uber,
Uber and
Uber.
Lyft. Furnish, Fernish for furniture. These startups have even caused traditional retailers to enter the market with their own competitive rental offerings, from IKEA to Urban Outfitters. Let me see here, baby. In an article for the Times, Sapna Maheshwari wrote, many young American urbanities have resigned themselves to a life of non-ownership. These days, everything is up for lease, she said. Renting isn't the only industry making lives easier. Hang on a second. Easier for millennials. Streaming services such as Netflix and Hulu, which you have both, baby, which millennials have turned to cope with burnout, really took off in the past decade. Consider two apps designed around efficiency, such as the influx of meal delivery apps from Seamless to Postmates, DoorDash, which symbolize convenience, maximalism, Derek Thompson for The Atlantic wrote, while the latter app was established in 1999, it didn't become buzzworthy until this decade. Yeah, this decade, the 2010s, especially the last 4 to 5 years, has been huge for, door dashing and Postmates and stuff like that. Especially during the pandemic. Wow. Like, that was a huge time. And it's still huge. It's only going to get huger because people are lazy. As the market strategist at Converge X Group wrote in a note to clients, renting and sharing allow us to live the life we want without spending beyond our means. What are your thoughts about that, baby? Interesting, huh?
Well, I was just finishing up that first. So it's really hard for me because you read before I can see it. So it's just reading that first paragraph about the Netflix and Hulu and all of that. Yeah, that's pretty much when it all started, and it did make lives a lot easier. I remember thinking, holy shit, I could DVR shit, I could do this, I can, like everything was so much easier in my life. And like we even had a restaurant in town where I could call them up and they would deliver food that was like not cooked yet. Like it was cooked, but I just needed to do the fixings. And it was all great. That's where it started. So yeah, no, that's where did you go? What are you doing to me?
What are you talking about?
Did you move on?
No. Now I just moved back up a little bit. I'm at the bottom of the. Yeah, don't go by what's on your TV. Go what's in your mind.
Well, no, but I didn't get to read that second paragraph yet. So okay, no, go back up.
Which second paragraph?
Strategist at wrote in the note to clients. Oh yes, spending beyond our means. Oh my gosh, yes. So this is what happens. What we do is we have all of these apps that we sign up for. Netflix, Hulu, Postmates, Spotify. What is the other one? What is the one you have?
There's
what's that other music?
There's Pandora and Amazon and Amazon Music.
Yeah, we sign up for all of these things, and then we forget that we've signed up for them, and then we wind up spending. They're on automatic debit.
They're on auto pay. Baby. Let me give you a big round of applause for that before we continue. Big round of applause. They get you hooked on auto pay, and we forget that we have those services because we don't look at our bills.
And
but I do.
We spend
go ahead.
Beyond our means. That's how we spend beyond our means because we forget that's going to come out. So we do something like we're like, oh, this money is in the bank right now, and we go spend it, forgetting that on Tuesday, Netflix is going to take money out, and Wednesday, Hulu is.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So,
no,
yeah.
You're absolutely right,
You're
babe.
not going to get money back into your account until Monday.
Right. Because when they reverse a charge, it takes 2 to 3 days to go back. That's just standard. That's been standard practice since credit cards and debit cards have been out. But baby, great show. I'm going to go back to full screen and have you share your final thoughts on anything regarding this show. And then we'll talk about when we're going to do part 3, because it may not be for a little while because you're going to Monterey for a day or two. Go ahead, baby.
Yeah. Well, my thoughts are I might be able to get away for a little while. I'll keep in touch with you, obviously. If there's a time I can get away and do a show, I will.
Baby,
But don't
hold on a
count on
second here. Hold on a second. You're going to be spending time with your mother and your aunt. Hold on, baby. Let me pay you some credit. Let me give you some props. Unless you don't want me to, I want to. You haven't seen your aunt, that's your mother's sister, right? Okay.
Yes.
You haven't seen your aunt, your mother's sister, in almost 30 fucking years. You think that I'm going to even ask you for anything? I wouldn't even expect you to
No.
call me. You can text me. I want you to have a good time with your family, and then we're going to still see each other on Saturday, right, baby?
Yeah, absolutely. That's not what I
Okay.
was going to say. It
Well,
was
then what were
just
you going to
about,
say, baby? And
well,
enlighten me. Enlighten me, baby.
it's just the fact that, okay, so my aunt just flew in yesterday from back east. She
Okay.
is still suffering from jet lag. So she might retire early in like by 8 o'clock, is what I'm saying. And my mom might do the same thing. So I might be able to go into the other room and do a show. That's all I'm saying is that I won't go to sleep by 8 o'clock, but these old bitches might.
Here's the problem.
And if
You're not going to
people,
have it.
and if
You're not
you
going
get
to
a
have it.
dark,
God, you really have women have no patience. They have no patience. I mean, I love you, but no patience. Baby, are you there?
nope,
Hello? Okay. The thing is, you're not going to have a TV to look at a blog or something. So I may end up doing
what do you
I'm
mean?
probably going to do. Yes.
What do you mean I won't have a TV?
Like
What do you
right now
mean?
you're
She has
looking.
the best one. She got a Best Western suite with a kitchen suite. Like
Okay,
it's kind of like the room
now
you got.
okay. You don't need to mention anything more about where you're going. You're saying too much now. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? You're saying too much, and I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not going to edit this. It's going to go out there. You know, it's not a big deal. What I'm saying is that it's not a good time to do a show. You need to spend time with your family. I'm going to do a show by myself tomorrow night. If you want to watch it on your phone, you can. If not, no big deal. Baby, you're not letting me down. And I'm glad this is happening live on the air because my woman loves me. I love her. And she's going away. She's used to talking with me every day and working this business with me. And she's gotten on a groove. And what you're trying to do, baby, is be there for me and be there for your family. And you're trying to do too much. Here's the thing. I love you. I trust you. Have a good time with your family. If your mom and your aunt go to bed at 8 o'clock and I'm live and you want to participate in the chat and briefly talk afterwards before you go to bed, let's do that. But we're not gonna do a show while you're out of town. That would be rude of me and it just wouldn't work. But I appreciate the thought. How's that?
Okay.
Baby, I'm trying to respect you, and it's like I'm being like the coolest. I'm being like the coolest guy in the world. And I
And
don't.
I'm trying to be the coolest girlfriend by saying, I can make time for both my parents and my aunt and you and
And I
myself.
appreciate. How about we talk about this more off the air, baby, in a few minutes here, so I can shut this show down, and then we can have a more relaxed conversation. I think we've entertained the audience enough tonight, don't you think, baby? What a great show it was, huh?
Yes, it was.
Did you enjoy it?
And thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you, NC. Thank you, Buck Pablo. And thank you, Dion.
Okay. Oh, thank you, everybody. Babe,
You
I'm
and
going
I
to
will
put
talk
you back.
about poets today.
I'm going to put you backstage, baby, and I'm going to wrap this up 30 seconds afterwards, and I will be calling you in about 20 or 25 minutes at the latest, okay? After I shut down my equipment.
All right,
All right?
sounds good. I gotta go
Love you,
switch my
babe.
laundry.
Thanks.
Perfect. Love you.
Thanks. Me too. Bye. Bye, babe. All right. That was my girlfriend there. All right, folks, real quick, part 3 of this millennial special probably is not going to happen, I would say, until either sometime this weekend or Monday of next week. If my lady and I get a chance to do it, maybe we'll do it Saturday night. Maybe we'll do it Sunday night. But if not, more than likely, you're not going to get part 3 until Monday. She's going to be going out of town to Monterey with her mother and her aunt. And I will be holding down the fort in the meantime. Keep it locked here to the Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams channel. Subscribe, bang the bell, select the notifications. Also, make sure you subscribe to my other channel, my main channel, Coach Eli, Elias Melas. Nightbot's been sharing the link every 7 minutes, or just go to youtube.com/Life Coach Eli. Subscribe, bang the bell, select the notifications, and that way you'll know when I go live. Like I mentioned earlier on my Walking with Purpose live stream, I haven't been scheduling my shows lately for a couple of reasons, but the main reason is because that way I go live when I'm free and I'm not late. And that way, if you folks are free when I go live, then you can pop on in. And if not, you can always catch the replay. So with that being said, thank you once again, everyone. Have a great one, and we'll see you all next time. And as always, be good to each other.